Yes, get it back to a better form. So, completing the square, it's not in standard form. This is the process to get that equation in standard form. Now, I say here, I'll show you in a minute, Desmos will do this for you. For our class, you can check with Desmos, all right? So I want you to show me the work. If it's the state test, fine, go ahead and just plug it in. That might be quicker. And not all of them will work, okay? But in general, if you do the equation, sure it'll work. But for our purposes, please show the work. Okay, here's what we do. We're going to graph these circles. So I think in general they will tell you it's a circle, but it's not in standard form. So here's the process. All right, get all the x terms together. So I'm going to put x squared, and then I'm going to put negative 10x next to it. This also, the work is going to go, it's not very long, but it's going to go to the right a lot. So you might want to just, I don't know, say write small, but you can put 2 below this or something. It's just, the work is going to go horizontal a decent amount. Okay, just like you group x's, you're going to group the y's. Oh, also, leave a blank here. I'm going to do something else with that. So leave a spot there. Okay, now put the y term. So plus y squared plus 8y. And then leave another blank spot. You're going to get all the numbers on the other side. So I actually could have done this first. Really, I need to subtract 16 from both sides. So on the right side of the equation, it's going to be equal to negative 16. Of course, that's the first step. Numbers on the other side, x terms together, y terms together. Here comes the completing the square step. So hopefully this sounds vaguely familiar. What we're doing is we're going to get here, we're going to make a perfect square trinomial and factor it. So trinomial, 3 terms, and we're going to get this number to be a perfect square based on the 10. Perfect square is just a number itself squared. So here's the process. You take this number, the b value, and you do half of it. I'm going to say divide by 2. And then you're going to square it. So that's the completing the square, I don't know, formula, I guess. I'm not going to write that too much. I'm just going to do the process. So you take the negative 10, you do half of it. It's negative 5. And then you square that number. It'll always be positive, so you should never write a negative number here. Now, I like to write these as a box. So I'm going to write plus. So this is plus. We're always adding this number. Negative 5 squared is 25. So that's the number that will create a perfect square. Then we can factor. So the reason we did that is because that number will allow us to factor. Yeah?
So where should negative 5 squared?
This is just the rule for completing the square.
B over
Like,
B?
yeah. By doing, you know, like parabolas, they're in this, we're quadratic equations, an x squared.
Yeah.
So in this form, the b value is the one in front of the x term. So you
What's
take,
the B value?
kind of like if you did quadratic formula. Remember that last year, A, B, and C?
We use 10, negative 10.
Yeah. A is the number, you remember quadratic formula?
Yeah?
Okay. A is the number in front of the x squared for quadratic formula. B is the number in front of the x.
Yeah.
And C is the number by itself.
What if it's negative 10, then where do you get negative 5 at?
That's just the process. You gotta
Negative 10.
divide by 2.
Oh.
And again, if you ask like why do we do that, that's just the process that works to get this factorable. It just works. So you do half of negative 10, you square it. Let's do the y terms as well. So I'll put this here in the blue box. Half of 8, that's the b value, is 4. And you square that, so it's 16. Now, I have left one thing off. I'm adding 25 in the red box. I can't just add 25 randomly to an equation. I need to cancel it out. So what I'm going to do is I can add addition property. I can add the same thing to both sides. So I added the 25. I also need to add 25 over here. Right? That evens it out. And the blue one, I do need to add 16 to both sides as well. Alright, that's as far to the right we'll go. So again, that's why the right side also has these boxes. I can't just add a 25 randomly to the left side unless I add it to the right side as well. Same with the 16. Okay, and now, like you said, I heard this, yeah, the right side is just going to be 25. The 16s cancel out. And the left side we factor. And we'll be done. These actually aren't very long. It's only like 3 lines, really, maybe 2. Okay, so let's look at the x terms. This is going to be factorable, trinomial like this. We're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to get positive 25 and add to get negative 10. Negative 5 and negative 5. So when you do this process, it'll always be the same number. Right here, right there.
Oh, because that's what the square.
Yes, because perfect square is using the same number. Yeah, to get negative 5 times negative 5.
We just want to write that second
And then that's y x minus 5 squared.
That's what we're going to write, yeah. So I actually, in the next one, I'm not going to write this step. I just wanted to show you. Okay, it's factorable like this. Then, x minus 5 times x minus 5 is x minus 5 squared. Right? Writing it twice like that times itself is just squared. Now, another hint on these is you don't even have to think much on the factoring. It's always this value. It's always the b value that goes here. It's always, b value divided by 2. It's always the number here before you square it. That's going to go here. So x minus 5 is x minus 5 squared. And then plus we repeat with the y's. So again, I'll show you this step just on this one. I'll try one on the next one. 2 numbers that multiply to get 16, add to get 8. 4. They have to be the same number, 4 and 4. So you can see it right here. It's the number before you square it. It's the b over 2 number. So we write that as y plus 4 squared equal 25, and that's it. Now it's in standard form. So just a quick recap. You get x's and y's together, number on the other side. You do the completing the square step, which is the red box and the blue box there. You factor, and you're done. Now you can, so it says graph. So now we can write down with the center, opposite here 5, comma, opposite there negative 4. And then this is r squared, so r is the square root of 25, which is 5. Okay, and you can go ahead and graph it. I actually don't have a grid up here, so I'll make a little one here. 4.
Yeah,
So,
I know that R is 5.
so you go to 5, negative 4,
25 square root.
and then you do a radius of 5. It's the last two days worth. That's in the formula, that's the r squared value. So good here, the radius is 5. Now, so technically you take your compass, and you do a circle with radius 5. That's pretty good circle. If you don't have a compass, just make them, go radius, go 5 left, 5 up, 5 down, and 5 right. Those are 4 points you for sure can know. And then sketch in a circle. Let's do one more, just to make sure we got the process. Any other questions on that first one? No. So let's try another one, Nate. Number 2. I'm going to group the x terms together on the left side. So notice this one, I got to add 4x to both sides. Because that negative 4x goes on the right side, I need to get the x terms on the same side. I would go where the x squared, you want the x squared to y squared to be positive, so don't give them to the right side. So on the left side, I'm going to have x squared plus 4x. I'm going to leave a space for my box, plus box. Okay, then I got negative 6, 1. I need a y squared on the left side. So I'm going to add this y squared to both sides. So on the left side now, I'm going to have plus the y squared and the negative 6y. I'm going to leave a spot for my box. Now the 10 is already set up. That's good. It's on the right side. So I'll just leave the 10 there. Oh, there's my grid. So then there's the boxes from one in green on the other side.
So B is 4.
Mm-hmm. So what goes here?
2. 4.
4. You have 2. You do half of this, which is 2, and you square it, which is 4. You put it over here as well. What about this one?
9.
Mm-hmm.
That's B.
Oh, anyway, half of negative 6 is negative 3. And you square that as positive 9, not negative 9. So put it there and there. Now we factor. With the x terms, I'm just going to do one step here, and it's the same number. So the two numbers I multiply, you get 4, and add, you get 4, or 2. It's, again, the number before you square it. So x plus 2. X plus 2. All right, x plus 2 squared. The next one, see, this time half of the negative 6, well, here, up here. It was the negative 3 before we squared it, so. Yeah, two numbers that multiply get 9, and add negative 6. Negative 3 and negative 3. Right side, you just add the numbers, so 14 and 9 is 23. I'm not going to graph this one, but you would just do the center as negative 2, comma 3. And the radius as the square root of that number, so just square root 23. And if you're going to graph, I guess I can graph it. Graphing it, it's probably what, about 4.8? Tell me.
Yeah,
About
about 4.
4.8. So then you just go 1, 2, 3, 4.8, it'll be about there. And really, I mean, you take your compass and make a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4.8. Because 5 would have been an x coordinate of 3. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 4.8. So, and you make your circle with your compass, or you can go 4.8 left, up, and down. All right, any thoughts on completing a square? Last thing I want to show you is, let me just go back to number 1 and show you on the calculator. Oh, there it is. I already put it in. So, Desmos, this is number 1. If you have the test, you completely forget how to put an equation in standard form. Well, put it in Desmos. The exact equation number 1. It'll graph it for you. You can get the center and radius by looking at it. So, again, for our class, I would want you to show some work. But again, if you're on state test, you could put that in and get some help. All right, sounds good. I'm going to stop there.